I want to show you one of the major differences that is just so amazing to me between the corporate world and Team Beachbody or any business that you start. Now, if you get a job somewhere like Walmart or McDonald's or Case or wherever, a company that's already established and they've got all this cash flow coming in, they can afford to start all their workers from day one based on whatever they're going to pay you, whether it be minimum wage, 10 bucks an hour, 20 an hour, 50 an hour, salary, whatever. The money is already there to do that. Now, when you're starting up your own business, whether it's a Team Beachbody business or some other business, it's brand new, there is no cash flow. So in the beginning, no matter what, you're going to be doing more work than what you're getting paid for. You're going to be underpaid for the work that you're doing. But on the flip side of that is eventually, if you do the right things, you're going to cross a threshold to where you go from being underpaid for the work that you do to being overpaid for the work that you do. And once you cross that threshold, it generally doesn't stop. I guess it depends on the business that you're doing, but in this one, the Team Beachbody opportunity, it doesn't stop. Once you cross that threshold, that line between being paid for the work that you do and being overpaid for the work that you do, that line keeps getting wider and wider, and it just gets ridiculous, really. And I've got a little visual demonstration of what it looks like, the Beachbody opportunity compared to the corporate world opportunity. Now in the corporate world, you're going to start, probably somewhere in here. This little dot right here is going to represent about the work that you do, and you're going to get paid for the work that you do and the value that you bring to the company. And it can go either way, back, forward. Now if you step on people, you can actually get ahead. You can be paid more for the work that you do. And if you step on a lot of people, I guess you can be paid a lot more. I mean, we know about the big CEOs of big companies that make millions and millions and millions of dollars every year, and if they get fired, they get a severance package of $100 million and this and that. That's the corporate world. You got to step on a bunch of people. And even if you're just making a little bit more than, say, the average guy or the guy at the bottom in that corporation, you had to step on people to get there. You could not bring people with you. It just doesn't work that way in the corporate world. It's not possible. The organization would collapse and there would be nothing. Now in the Team Beachbody business opportunity, you start with nothing and you can still have a full-time job. So you can start with nothing, working part-time like I did and like most other people do, because most people have a job, family, responsibilities, and things like that. But you start part-time and you can build it up as big as you want it to be. This arrow here just keeps going in perpetuity for as much money as you can make. Eventually, that line could be, that threshold could be right there. It could be here, who knows? Somewhere in here represents your own threshold that's going to equal out the work that you do, equaling to your pay. But then that line, that threshold is just going to get wider, and you're just going to make a ridiculous amount of money. And the great thing about this versus the corporate world, which this is even cooler in my opinion, you cannot get ahead in this business without making a positive impact on other people's lives. It's just not possible. You have to bring other people with you. Complete opposite of the corporate world. People are buying product and getting healthy. If you're making a ton of money, then you're helping a ton of people get healthy, and you can embrace that enormous emotional gratification that you're going to feel knowing that you at least have something to do with people changing their lives for the better and bringing other people with you. That's moral, that's ethical. You will not get that in the corporate world. I've been in the corporate world before. I hated it. I've been mostly stepped on, did very little stepping on other people because I didn't get promoted that far up the corporate ladder. But the ones that do not take people with them because they cannot. In this business, you have to take people with you or you will fail. You'll be stuck more on this end of that ladder, which is the beginning when you've got nothing. So this is the most moral, ethical thing I've ever done. There's also the most room for growth that I've ever been involved in. In the corporate world, unless you're a CEO for a big Fortune 500 company or something like that, you're not going to have as much room to grow. You're going to be stuck, for most people, underpaid for what they feel they're worth, and that's just the way it is. So you can either resign your fate to this corporate world here where you're just going to be underpaid for the rest of your life, or you can step up and own your life, part-time, get started, and eventually you can go full-time if you want to. Now if you're willing to take the burden of being underpaid for the work that you do in the beginning, then you can achieve this over here. to where you get overpaid for the work that you're doing, and that gap just keeps widening. And like I said, it's a reflection of the impact, the positive impact that you're having on other people's lives the more money that you make in this model here. I don't know of anything better, and I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about it.